Good morning, friends. Welcome to Coffee Talk this morning, where we get to hang out and enjoy some sunshine today, which is what we're going to encourage all of us to do. We are here at the Gellatly Nut Farm, which is on Whitworth Road.
Oh.
I had to think about that because not everybody knows where the nut farm is.
Right.
Google is helpful, but if you're not interested in that, Whitworth Road. And we're hanging out here today because we wanted to kind of get a nice little picture of where we're coming for June Sunday afternoon picnics. And like we said on Sunday, we are kind of challenging and encouraging us to just be together and to just hang out. And so whether you're on a blanket or in a lawn chair or climbing a tree or in the water or walking through the nut farm area or playing at the park or at the bathroom or in the other field, there's a lot of stuff to do.
I think what you're saying is this park has it all.
Yeah.
That's kind of the idea.
It's a lovely location. This has been one of our favorite parts of West Kelowna the whole time we've been here. It's just lovely.
Yeah.
And I would say too that there's a lot of other parks that this is our park or that's the one we go to. Because we would like everybody to be together, it's flat, it's beautiful, it's got everything
accessible.
right here.
Yeah.
So we're coming to you from here today because we just wanted to hang out and make some connections to what's happening in our church. So that's this Sunday and the Sunday after that and the Sunday after that and the Sunday after that, Sunday after that. If there's rain...
Yes, there's rain.
If there's rain... it's still up to you, just like as before.
Okay.
So sometimes rain comes and clears and all of that as well too. We're not going to get into a position of canceling officially or anything like that. That's still going to be up to people on their own. There might be a few families or people here just hanging out in the rain, and that's great. If it's a beautiful day, then some of you might want to come or not come. And that's kind of why we're doing every Sunday in June, just to kind of keep it open like that. So.
All right. And for people who are coming, we've set up under this giant oak tree. Is this where people would meet? So there's the field and the big old tree. Is it an oak tree? I don't know. I called it an oak.
I was thinking
like a willow.
It could be. I don't know. Don't quote me on this. Some botanist is going to come and be like, you said it was an oak and there's no oak. I'm sorry. It's the big tree.
Yeah.
There's only one giant tree on the edge of the field.
It's a good place to start looking for everybody.
Yeah.
And is this it? Because from here,
this is a good
I
start.
can see pretty much everything that you've mentioned in the opening of amenities that are here. So we'll kind of gather here.
If not, it would be maybe that way because it's kind of close to the park or close to the bathroom,
Fair enough.
Here or there. But you'll find us and we'll hang out, and that's going to start at noon. So don't feel like you have to run out of church, but then that gives you a bit of time to, if you need to go home, grab some stuff, change your clothes, do whatever you need to do. That's going to start. But speaking of Sunday, this last Sunday, Jeff challenged us in our sense of compassion. And what was the question that you posed, Jeff?
Well, just reflecting on it, the disciples were not entering into the compassion of Jesus, and so I thought,
for the people, you mean?
For the people, yeah. So. The question was maybe when is it hard for you to show compassion? That's one possible question, but I thought that would be a good question to pose.
Yeah.
So I can go first because I thought about it a little bit. For me, it's often when I have assumptions. When I make assumptions about somebody. So, that's because they did this or something, right? So for me. That's when it's really difficult to show compassion. I have to back up, and instead of assuming the worst, assume the best, right? And even if the situation could have been different because of different choices, I still need to show compassion because Jesus did, right? So that's just for me. How about for you guys?
You're just to clarify what I'm hearing there. You're saying there is such a thing as good assumptions. And right, because sometimes we think, any assumption is a bad assumption.
Yeah.
But you said when I assume the worst, but if I assume the best, then I can have compassion. Yeah. And I think that's a good distinction for a lot of us because we all assume it kind of comes naturally. But if we are in in a position or a posture of assuming the best of one another, then that does lead us into compassion. So you started by saying, oh, it's when I make assumptions, and then you clarified to, well, actually, it's a certain type of assumption. And I think that's really helpful for us to kind of think through, because I think you're absolutely right. We tend to go, oh, assumptions are bad, Well, yes, most of them, if we
they tend to be bad, right?
Right, but they could be good. I'd say for me, it relates to how am I doing on the inside? And am I tired? I'm probably not gonna have the most compassion. Am I hungry? Yeah, likely not gonna. Is it hot out? So if I'm, and I don't want to be sound like, oh yeah, if I live in this chamber with just the right barometric pressure, then I'm a good guy. That might be true. But I know that there's a number of things that I need to do to take care of myself, and then compassion flows a lot more naturally. Is my relationship with God right? That's one of the big ones too, right? So there's physiological things, but there's also spiritual things to do to make sure I'm in the best possible position to assume the best of one another or have compassion for others.
Yeah, no, that's very helpful.
And I would agree with both of those, and I would actually echo both of them and say yes. My quick and easy answer is when I'm busy. Right. So I can think of times when, I'm on my way to church for whatever reason, a meeting or something like that, and I'm thinking about where I'm headed and my brain is already there, and I pass somebody on the side of the road changing a tire or something like that, right? Yeah. And it's that sense of drive and busyness that kind of lowers that compassionate side of me, not because I want to have less compassion for them, but because it feels like, okay, sometimes I'll stop and sometimes I won't, and when I do stop, then I'm the guy and I let everybody else stop or keep going onto their busy lives, and I will be the guy to do this thing today. And I kind of get to that point of justifying of well, I'm the busy guy today. Somebody else with less of a busy schedule needs to be the person to stop and help that person. And I think that's a poor assumption as well too, because did the Good Samaritan have just nothing on his calendar and that's why he stopped? Well, no, that's not the point Jesus is making. He was there and he had compassion because of the situation of the person, and because he was drawn to that. And that's what God actually honored, and God actually turned that on its head and said, actually, it's not just even a good person or a righteous person or something like that. It's even a person that you would not even think should be compassionate in your own assumption. That's often who God uses for changing the world and adding compassion. So.
We ask how somebody is, how busy. Busy is pretty common. So. Yeah, all those things I think are really helpful for everybody. How's your insides? What assumptions you're making? How busy are you? Makes you realize we have to have some. What was the not boundaries, but
margins.
Yeah, margins in your life. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So we want to challenge you with that. We want to just remind you too that this Sunday as well is communion. And so during our service, we are going to have a portion of the service that's going to be communion. So if you're at home watching online, we want to challenge you with that.
Can I ask a question about that? Because I know you were going back and forth a little bit this week. Are kids going to be in for communion this week? Because there was some thought about doing it before kids dismissed. Is that the plan?
So far, that's the plan, yeah.
Yeah, so I bring that up because parents, if you're going to be in church on Sunday and you're watching this before Sunday, as most of you do, that's just something to be mindful of. It's a great opportunity to chat with your kids beforehand about what communion is and why we do it, and prepare them for it. So it's not this confusing, weird time where, why are we, opening these juice and cracker things? It can be really weird. So if you're going to be with us in person and you've got kids with you, I invite you to have that conversation on the way to church. Or and if you're like, I don't even know how to explain that, I would love to help with that. Yeah. And you can call. I can offer some insights of what you might want to say or some other resources that you can kind of share with your kids. And that way we can, as parents, train them up while they're young and bring them, up in what these symbols of faith really mean and why we do them and why they're important. So it's a great opportunity, I think, for you to pounce on it and share that with your kids.
Yeah. And a great opportunity to have the conversation, right? That this is something more, right? It's not snack time.
Right.
Even though it looks like it.
Yeah.
Man, those adults can't even go like an hour without having a snack.
Well,
in church.
it would be the most ridiculous snack ever.
Oh, it would be.
Could you imagine? It's like, could you show up for a snack at something and like coffee break time, and someone's like, "Yeah, I brought snacks for the whole office," and here's a quarter of a Pringle and a sip of juice, and you're like, I was undersold here. This is not. Anyways, but you were about to share some other important piece of information for us.
And so, speaking of kids too, we want to challenge you with the opportunity to bless our community by bringing in some backpacks.
Yes.
Good backpacks. There's already some that are filling the box in the foyer, and we're thankful for that. We got one more week, right?
Yeah,
or
one or two.
Bit of time.
We just got a couple weeks left. Ideally, in the next week. So by the 12th? Is that the 12th of June?
Yeah.
It'd be great to have them all in by then. If there's a couple stragglers, that's awesome. We'll still take them. We'll fill them. We'll get them off to the food bank. That would be great. And just coming up quick here. So we're thanks for those who brought them in, and thank you for those who are going out this week and looking for one. And we're excited to share with our community.
Yeah.
And the other thing we're looking for in this little time gap here is more money for Baby Bottle Brigade.
Yes.
Because Father's Day is in a couple weeks, and so we want to be supporting that. As you saw and heard a couple weeks ago, Vanjie came and just shared some amazing words about what the Pregnancy Care Center does and how they are needing us, and we need to partner with them, and how good that is as well. Another thing coming up is Drama Camp.
Woo! Drama Camp.
And, and Jeff, this is kind of your first Drama Camp, but it's not. You've been a part of it, but you have
I was away that week last year, so I saw the thing. I saw the camp. I made sure I watched it, but I wasn't actually there during the week. And this year I will be. So yeah. And so that's beginning. That's already begun. So registration for that is on our website, lakeviewbaptist.com, and you can go and register. And it's $80 per child, but the benefit that they receive in that is huge. It's a huge confidence builder for kids. It's an opportunity to express and to share and to learn a lot of the things. This is an opportunity for kids actually to put on the entire show. And so we put kids into roles with supervision of, okay, you're going to do lights, sound, microphones, all of that, and some multimedia, and we do fun stuff throughout the week, and then the majority of the kids learn to, okay, this is how you act, or this is memorizing lines, and this is different ways of putting stage makeup on, and we talk about the set, and we have them help with props and stuff like that. So they learn all kinds of stuff about theater, but really the whole time we're also trying to encourage that here's a story that's very much based in scripture, and we're going to put that on. Now, this is for our church, and it's with our church, but it's very much for our community. So if you have friends, neighbors, grandkids, cousins, whatever, we encourage you to send them to the website or to our social media page that you can connect with that as well.
Oh, okay. You missed one thing. It's a lot of fun. It's a blast, and so it's a lot of fun. And you build friendships, and then at the end of the week, you get to go look at that thing we were a part of, and you can direct your extended family to like a YouTube link, and you watch the recording of it, and you can see it, and you can share it, and you can go, that's a thing we did, and it's a great, memorable moment of the summer.
And I just looked up the date. It's August 8th to 14th. So so you know that, and then you can register at the website.
Yeah, lakeviewbaptist.com.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a beach theme. It's going to be exciting.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully it's going to be
That kind of
nice
fits
and sunny.
Okanagan, doesn't it?
Yeah, if it's the Okanagan, it's like do what you know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Our
Right,
kids know
right.
how to beach well.
Yes.
But thanks for hanging out with us today. Hopefully we'll see you Sunday. Hopefully it won't rain too much, but we're looking forward to just hanging out and being together and to enjoy the day. And I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week.